Here we go.
Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Star Citizen and one of the easiest ways to get started for new players. Everything in this game revolves around money pretty much. So finding a fast and efficient way to make money to where you can buy some bigger ships and better gear is essential for getting started in this game. So I'm going to show you the best way I've found to do that. I'm here in Ambitious Dream Station in the refinery, and here I can rent a Grey Cat ROC for 2,600 AUEC. I can also rent the Drake Cutlass Black for 53,000. So 55,000 AUEC. You'll have to do a few missions to be able to do this, but once you rent this, you can make that money back in 20 minutes, and everything else you get from that point on is just pure profit. So I'm gonna be grabbing my Cutlass Black and going down to one of the moons. Probably go to Daymar. That's just my personal preference. You can do rock mining on pretty much any of the moons though. So yeah, I'll go ahead and head on down to the moon surface and I'll see you there. Okay, so here I am close to Daymar. Now what you want to do once you get to whatever moon you're going to try rock mining on, open up your map and zoom in a little bit until you can see all these different places that you can go on the surface. And what you're looking for is like this. If you see under our core mining area on the left there, it says landing pad, vehicle services, garage, commodity trading. That's where you're going to be able to summon your rock. So that's where you want to go, to one of those places where you can get your rock out. So we'll be heading to that, and I'll see you when we get there. Okay, so once you make it to the place where you're going to get your rock, wherever it is, you'll have to use one of these terminals to go ahead and claim your rock and get it out. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to go ahead and pull it out. I actually landed a little far away from where I need to be, from where the rock will be summoned, so we're gonna drive over there. And as you can see, the Star Citizen servers are being the Star Citizen servers. They're not doing all that well today, but hopefully we can get through the video anyways. Alright, so once you get to your rock, you just go up to the front of it, hit F to get in the driver's seat. This thing is going to be the same as your ships. Once you get inside it, you turn the power on with U, turn your engines on with I, and now you can drive it. So we're going to be going over to where I parked the Cutlass Black over here. Seemed like there was a lot of people here kind of in the way, but it's okay. Alright, so here we have our Cutlass Black parked, ready to go. So you're just gonna pull. Ooh. We should be able to get up in there, maybe. We're just gonna pull the rock straight up in here. Okay. Well, isn't that special? You know, I think I am going to leave this in the video just because, yeah, you should know what you're getting into with this game. 100%. Wow. Okay. We'll try this again. Take two. Gonna have to move my cutlass because apparently that the rock, which is, yeah, okay, it's still right there. Alright, we'll try this again. Well, whatever, we'll just set it down. It's fine. This is something you'll have to deal with when you're out mining anyways, if you don't have a good flat place to land. So this is the Cutlass Black that you will rent. It's a really good ship. I highly recommend it to be your first in-game purchase. I think they sell it for about 2.4 million credits, somewhere in that range anyways. But it's easily one of the most useful ships in the game. Just a lot, it opens up a lot of gameplay that otherwise you won't see for a while. Okay, let's try that again. And it actually worked out. Alright. So when you're pulling this rock into the Cutlass Black though, you want to kind of go as far forward as you can. You need to be able to get in between the wheels, and the back door is the only thing you have to be aware of. Other than that, there's plenty of room in here. You might just have to move it around a little bit. Alright, so we got our rock loaded up. Now we just have to go fly around and find some gems to mine, right? So we'll go ahead and try that. I'm actually going to jump. I'm going to quantum travel over to somewhere on the day side of the moon, so you can see a little easier what I'm doing and all that. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so here we are. Got a little daylight on this side of the planet, or on this side of the moon, so this is where we'll start taking a look, trying to find something to mine with our rock. So I'm just gonna be flying around, and you use the tab key to you have to hit the V key to go into your scanning mode, the nav scan mode, and then you'll use your tab key, and you're just trying to find the opportunity markers like that one. Okay, so now that I've found a marker, I'm going to scroll my mouse wheel up to increase the pierce to 50%, and it disappeared. Oh, okay. There it is. And there you go. There's your first set of the crystals. Now you can, assuming the server will cooperate, you can scan these gem clusters a little bit. You have to get in fairly close, but you can scan them and see what type. Now, you want Hadanite or Dolivine are the more profitable, and also the Aphorite is the cheapest one, and it's also bugged when you go to sell it, or at least it was the last time I tried. So that's just something to keep in mind. But you can scan this with your ship. So this is Dolivine, so we're gonna go ahead and stop and get this. Hadanite would be better. It's more profitable, but that's fine. Dolivine is pretty decent as well. So I'm just going to stop. I'm actually gonna move the ship a little. We'll put it right there. I'm going to turn my engines off on my ship just because it seems to bounce around less when you're loading and unloading this rock if you have the engines off. Don't know why that's a thing, but it is. So we'll go ahead and jump out of the ship with the rock and go ahead and do some mining. Now I'm not going to show the whole mining process here. I'll show you how you do it with one or two of these different rocks, and then I'll cut out all the rest of the breaking it and collecting. I'll show you the collecting as well, but I'm going to skip a lot of the mining on this because the video would get pretty long. Alright, so let's see. If you look here on the left, this little marker here, this is your range to the rock that you're trying to mine. You want to get it as close to the optimal range as possible. This side is going to be your laser intensity, which I have it at 0% right now. So also you can see here in the middle, it says we're on fracture mode. That's the one you want in order to break the rocks. If you right click, it goes to extraction mode. That's where you're collecting the little pieces that break out of it. Alright, you're gonna activate your mining arm on your rock with the M key. So I think I forgot to say that. But as you can see, my laser intensity is at 0%. Now, once I left click, the laser starts firing. Then you have to hit your left alt key and scroll your mouse wheel up to increase the laser intensity. And this server is not behaving all that well, so I'm going to go a little slow. But you can see there on the right side, the charge is increasing. You want to be able to get it into the green zone there without going into the red zone. You have to have it in the green zone for the rock to pop, and you be able to get the gems out of it. But if it goes into the red zone, and it can explode and kill you and destroy your rock. So that's something to keep in mind. So now that I've increased the charge to where I'm up in the green zone, I'm going to start backing off the laser intensity, trying to get it to stabilize to where it will stay in the green zone. Also, if it goes on past the green zone up to the red, just turn your laser off. It'll keep charging up, and there you go. So it'll actually finish and go ahead and break the rock, and then all the little gems come out. And at this point you can either break more rocks, or you can go to extraction mode and you just vacuum up all the little pieces. Now I'm not going to show too many more. Let's do one more rock just so you can see. Oh, it's because the mining laser hasn't finished scanning this one, I think. Or the server's lagging. I think the server's lagging. Okay. Maybe we can get a scan on one of the others. Ugh. Also, you will notice that the rock is not, it doesn't have just a ton of horsepower. So you get around these little hills like this, it shouldn't be an issue, but it ends up being an issue. So going up and down these little hills, this rock really struggles with it. So I'm going to try and get back on this one. Now you can see when you point at a new rock though, the mining laser will scan it. So let me point at a different one, and you can see it scanning. Once it finishes scanning, that's when you'll see the bars where the green and the red is for breaking the rock. Okay, so we're gonna give this one a try. I'll break this one and then we'll move on to something else. We'll go ahead and collect the other crystals that we've already broken over there, and then I'll jump to the end and show you how much this one little cluster of crystals that I'm getting here is actually going to sell for. So I've got it in the green, and now we're just gonna start backing the laser intensity down. You would a lot rather go back down below the green zone than go up into the red zone. It's just not worth the risk most of the time. And there you go. Well, we've got that one done, and you can start picking up all the little pieces. There's one here before I go down the hill. So the extraction mode, where you're picking up all the little crystals, this is the part that usually ends up taking longer. Sometimes it seems like all the little pieces will get stuck on rocks or terrain or whatever it is, and they won't immediately want to, you know, be collected. So that is a thing. But that's it. That's the entire mining process for the rock. You just rinse and repeat until you have as much as you want to do, basically. I'm not sure how much it would take to actually fill up the storage on the rock. We'll have to look at that once I finish this little cluster of rocks, and we'll talk about the storage and moving the storage from your rock. Move all the gems from the storage on your rock over to the storage on your ship, just because your rock, if you mess up or the server lags, your rock can easily get destroyed doing this. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that. So after every clump of rocks that you mine like this, you want to make sure that you go ahead and move the storage over to your vehicle. So I will come back to this. I'll be back once I've finished breaking and extracting all of these rocks in this little clump, and we'll go to move the storage. Okay, so we're back. I just got all of the rocks broken, finally. And it looks like I've got 47 CSU out of the 80 that you can store in the rock. So that ended up being a pretty good clump of crystals, really. It's just gonna be one of those days, I think. I may have to move that cutlass now, because I may not be able to get this rock back up there above it to try and get it in. But yeah, 47 CSU of 80 out of one clump of crystals. So, alright. So we'll get the rock back in the cutlass. Now this is the part that I was talking about where you want to transfer the storage. So the storage for the rock is right here on the back of it. So you'll open the storage. We have 470 dolvine. That's pretty decent for one clump of rocks. So I'm just gonna take it from the external and put it into the vehicles tab. And you can see it was close to 40%, or no, it'd be like 58, 60%, something like that, of the storage in the rock. In the Cutlass Black, it's only 13% of the storage. Plus, it's also safer in your Cutlass Black. There's hopefully less of a chance that you'll blow your ship up with the rock mining. There's more of a chance you'll have a problem with the rock than the Cutlass when you're doing this, though. Okay, so now that I've done that, now that I've loaded up a little bit, I'm not actually going to do any more. Where was that? I don't want to go to that one. We want to go to... Where was it? There it is. ROC mining area. I couldn't remember the name of it. So we're going to go back to where we got our rock from and go ahead and sell what we've gotten, just so you can see how much money you can make from doing this in a pretty short time. So far this video I've been recording for an hour. I'm gonna cut a lot of it out, but I left it recording just so I would know how long it has taken me to get, this much. But there it is. But probably, I don't know, 20 minutes of that was actually mining, and maybe 30 minutes. We'll give it 30 minutes. But a lot of that was the server being janky and me trying to play it safe and not blow myself up for the sake of this video. So let's say 30 minutes of actual mining that I did there. And you know, got a decent amount of crystals out of that one crystal, and you wouldn't want to do just one group of rocks like that. You'd want to go ahead and do this for a while and get a good bit of storage built up in your ship before you came back to sell. But just for the sake of this video, just to show what it looks like and what the profits can be like. So that was also Dolivine. That's the middle of the road gems as far as price. They are a little less profitable than the Hadanite, but like I said, you don't want to get Aphorite. I would go ahead and get the Aphorite if it wasn't bugged for selling it. That's my big problem with the Aphorite right now. It ends up being a real pain to go and sell that. This building over here on the right, I believe, is where we want to go to sell. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sit down here and go ahead and sell the gems, just so you can see it. Alright. So yeah, you're looking at around 55,000 initial investment in order to do a trip like this, where you're gonna go rock mining. And honestly, I was able to afford to just buy the rock outright. I didn't have to rent it after my first trip doing this. So it costs about 100,000 to just buy it outright. Alright, let's take a look here. Let's go to Drake Cutlass Black, and we have 470 Dolivine. That sells for 61,000 right there. That's all of your initial investment back, plus a little bit of profit from one cluster of rocks. So everything you do after that first initial cluster of rocks is just profit. So that probably took me 30 minutes to do that. And that's with the server being janky and me having to take it easy on speed. You could go a little faster. Really, you should be getting about 200,000 an hour. And if I had found Hadanite instead of Dolivine, the profits would have been better as well. So, but that's all I've got for you. That is rock mining for new players. I mean, I don't know where else in this game you're going to find a game loop that combines the satisfaction of popping zits and vacuuming. I mean, where can you go wrong? And you get paid for it. So that's all I've got for you. If you found this helpful or liked the video, be sure to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all that, and I'll see you in the next one.